He Said Now by Patricia Waddell. It's a book. Kind of. It's not a sign of batshit insanity if a reader's filled with an all-consuming desire to punch an author in the face, right? No? Good. Because my crazy card's kind of full up, and Patricia Waddell is in want of a serious punch to the face. With an anvil. I didn't like this book. However, saying I didn't like this book would be a huge ass lie, because in order to dislike a book, there must firstly be a damn book. And I'm throwing the gauntlet all up in your face if you dare call this anal gouging experience a book. Therefore, for my reviewing pleasure, this book's bullshit comes to you in 3 parts. Allow me to enumerate. Problem number 1, the characters. First up, we've got the female, otherwise known as the heroine, or in this painful ouch my brain case, Hilary. Speaking of which, do you hate heroines who claim they're strong, independent vagina havers, but then spontaneously morph into a simpering pile of boo-hoos, I love him, I need him, idiotic bitch biscuits? Well, tough luck, my friend, because Hilary is all that and worse. From page 1, the reader's given this impression that Hilary is supposed to be this tough, free-thinking, leading lady. But by chapter 5, that ship has sunk harder than the Titanic. This heroine is so forgettable, so underwhelmingly ugh, that I can't even. I have literally lost the ability to can. While I am not a bra-burning feminist, after reading this book, I kind of want to be one now. Hilary is forever contradicting her identity, to the point that I'm half convinced she's Sybil, just in Regency freaking England. Prior to marrying Captain Hero Douche Nozzle, Hilary's all, I will not be dictated to. After marriage? Fine, I'll obey you, but only with the slightest amount of argumentative resistance. Before marrying Ass Blaster 3000, books, traveling, politics. I care about these things, damn it. After marriage? Hero husband, you are my everything. He Said Now by Patricia Waddell should be a romance novel, not an insanity memoir. Hilary is so boringly fake, so infuriatingly irritating, so flatly one-dimensional that a rice cake and a fucking blank wall have more zest and roundness by comparison. So first was the vagina, now up next, the dick. With monikers like that illustrious one, it's not too much of a plot twist to guess that I'm all about some hero hate with this particular novel. And guys, frankly, I'm a colossal moron to have thought that I wouldn't be raging out over Fitch the hero face. The fact that this guy is an astronomic prick pilot shouldn't have shocked me. The warning was literally in the title. He Said Now. What an asshole. I can count on one hand the number of times that Hero Jerk wasn't being tyrannical, rude, or inappropriate, or arrogant, or high-handed, or inconsiderate to Hilary. What made him such an intolerable character wasn't just his douchebaggery, but it was that he had microscopically thin motivations for being such an asshole. Don't believe me? Well, don't take my word for it. And I quote, "It would serve their future much better were Hilary to surrender herself into his keeping without a major confrontation." Yeah. Problem number 2, the writing. Oh, sweet fluffy bunnies. There were so many god-awful problems with the elements in this book that I'm half convinced the author was shit-faced drunk throughout the entire bookmaking process. Aside from the atrociously written characters and the abysmally constructed plot, we'll get to that in a minute. Frankly, it was painfully obvious that this author had no clue how to pace her novel. So many cringeworthy pacing issues popped up along the way that just killed this novel. Romance authors, please realize that when you're writing in this awesome sauce genre, the last thing that readers want is unnecessary time jumping. You're not Time Lords, so quit it. Skimming over the first 10 days of initial interaction between the 2 main leads? Huge effing no. Initial dialogue and interplay between the characters is paramount in emotional development, and readers don't want that shit pushed to the background. Rushing those scenes causes the romance to reek of insta-love, and just no, fuck insta-love. Oh, and hey, while we're on the subject of are you fucking kidding me, please, Patricia Waddell, please learn to research. Believe it or not, research is a thing. A good thing, even. Want to find out how I'm positive you didn't know research was a thing? The fact that you thought males congratulated the soon-to-be brides. No, they didn't do that, because it was considered abominably rude. Doing so was a breach in etiquette, since such suggested that the bride was lucky to get somebody to propose to her. Men instead congratulated the groom and gave the bride their best wishes. Still not enough proof of a lack of research? Fine. And I quote, "We've been too long without children in this house. I was the first to say amen when Rasket sent the news of his lordship's marriage. Amen, and about bloody time, if you excuse me for saying so." No. Not just no, but hell no. No way did a housekeeper in 1864 talk that way to the mistress of the house. And they damn sure didn't use the profanity of bloody. Yes, the specific etymology is unknown, but it's largely still considered to be a curse. So your housekeeper utilizing it immediately upon meeting the lady of the house for the first time? It's complete bullshit. Problem number 3, the plot. Last but certainly not least, because here's your proof that this novel is an enormous waste of your time. The plot. Or as I like to refer to it, the instrument by which the Spanish Inquisition wished they had in their arsenal. In general, the story has a lot of things wrong with it, not the least of which is that it's laughably unbelievable. The gist of the entire novel can be summed up as follows. The hero is emotionally traumatized by war, though I still don't buy that a load of crock, since such was only occasionally pulled out as though to display, here's the conflict, but that's beside the point. And that's it. That is basically the entire plot of the novel. The hero's traumatized by war. Hero dude wanders off at times to go suck on a bottle and refuses to talk about his being a sad face about his war experiences. And subsequently, Hilary thereby doesn't like that. Best synopsis ever. To say that this conflict is boring is one tremendous understatement. Hell, the whole friggin' book is boring. And the conflict drama bullshit is worst of all. The I'm emotionally angsty about my angsty warness is drawn out in gratingly bad, told not shown detail. What's worse is that it's a conflict with a subsequent resolution that's so okay done now bye that the damn thing gave me whiplash. Hero guy magically realizes he's an asshat, goes to profess his undying love to Hilary, and Hilary faints. The end. This book was one epic mistake, and frankly, I'm convinced I deserve a damn medal for actually completing the thing. The fact that I did not DNF this novel goes to prove that hope and stupidity walk hand in hand. I spent my entire reading experience with this novel hoping that it got better and praying that it did. It had to. It so desperately wanted to be good. You could see it. It was just a big ball of little engine that could. But sadly, that freight train derailed and plummeted engine first into an eternal pit of fire. This book was bad and boring, and I regret all of my life decisions that brought me to this point. Don't read it is what I'm saying.